Hello folks, I hope you're all doing well. We are back at the greenhouse and there's a bit of progress being made on it. So tonight I was over there, nice sunny night, lovely, been dry for a few days, and I thought, you know what, let's get the grass cut. Needs its first cut of the year. There's a few dandelions and things starting to appear, so I think, let's get it cut. And then the lawnmower, I don't know if you can sort of see it over there, it just stopped working. It just stopped. So I managed to cut a big long strip down one side of the lawn and all the rest of it is still long. So I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm going to have to try and figure it out. If not, it's new lawnmower time. However, it's given me a little bit of time to get some stuff sorted out inside here. So if you've been following the greenhouse progress so long, we finally finished the build at the weekend there. But the inside is a bit of a mess because it was just sort of laid on mud kind of stuff. Right, so here we are inside the greenhouse. It wasn't too complicated a process to put this down. So it was relatively flat-ish here to begin with. And then all I've done is I've put a layer of sand down. You might just be able to sort of see it under the slabs here, just to get it nice and level. And I want it nice and level because, as you can see over this side, we've got a sort of staging unit. There's a matching one going to go on this side, and then there's a pot and bench to go in the back. And I don't want them sort of wobbling all over the place when I've got them down. These are the spare slabs that I had down. I've put them down. They're okay. They'll do the job. I made this sort of N shape here that you can see, and the reason for that is all around the edges is where I'm going to have stuff. Like I say, the staging's on the edge here, another set of staging here, and then I'm going to put a sort of pot and bench thing at the back. And I've got an idea to fill this in. So I've been to B&M and I've bought some gravel, and I'm going to use gravel to fill this bit in the middle here, because this is really, it's just where I'm going to be standing when I'm in the greenhouse. So gravel's going to be absolutely ideal for that, and it's going to save me a load of hassle and money, because I'm not going to go off and buy a load of new patio slabs just to put in here when I can use gravel. So I've bought 4 bags. I think that'll be enough. It might be enough, it might not be enough, but let's see. Let's get the gravel out, let's get the rest of the sort of staging stuff in, the pot and bench in, and let's see how it looks. So back with you in just a jiffy. So this is an identical unit to the one that's over there. These were, I got these off Amazon. That was like 30 quid for the pair or something like that. I don't know if you've ever seen the price of actual greenhouse staging from the greenhouse companies. It is extortionate. It is so expensive. Honestly, it's eye-watering. So this is absolutely perfect for me. So it's a bit like those, you know, the old plastic covered greenhouses where you just sort of push the plastic bits into the metal poles and the metal poles across. It's pretty much exactly the same as that, but without a cover. And then these sort of metal shells, these metal grid shells come on and go over the top. Now they can be a little bit wobbly when you first put them on, so you might hear them rattling, or you might see them moving. That's not my dodgy paving slabs, by the way, because this is actually pretty level and flat, and I'll show you that in a minute. You can see it's not rocking because the paving slabs are unlevel. But once you've got a little bit of weight on these, once you've got a couple of seed trays on them, they are solid as a rock, and it'll be absolutely smashing for in here. So we've got one of these on this side, and we've got one of these on that side. So now that we've got them sorted, next job is the gravel. Now I'm just going to adjust the camera angle ever so slightly because you probably can't see it very well from where you are, and we'll come back and we'll get this big gap filled up in the bottom here. Right, so we've got you set up in the opposite corner there, and that's a bit heavier than I thought, so let me just adjust where I am. And I've opened 3 bags initially, and the reason I've done 3 is because the 4th, all the way around the outside of these little sort of patio slabs that I've got down, I've left a little drainage channel because I don't expect it to get very wet in here. Obviously the greenhouse is glass all around us, but just when I'm watering things and stuff like that, I just want a little space for it to be able just to drain off properly and not cause any issues, just in case I get a bit overzealous with the watering can. But we'll see how it goes. But this gravel here, as you can see, is from Pebble Smiths, but I got it from B&M, and it's a type called White Spar, and that was chosen by my son Robbie. This was the sort of the one that he wanted. He decided this was the one we'd had, and you know, white gravel, I think white gravel looks really nice, but it can get a bit discoloured sometimes. I think if it's outside and it gets rained on and stuff like that, it can look a bit manky. But you know, after hopefully in here it's going to be fine. The worst that'll happen to it in here is it gets a little bit of compost in it, and just Oh, I might have to go back to B&M and buy another bag, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get with the 3 bags. And I've got a handy brush here that's hopefully, you might lose my head off the shot here, but we'll see if I can get this sort of spread out nicely. And I don't want to be too cheap with it. I don't want to leave the gravel too thin, because then it'll just look a bit naff, especially when we've got the sort of the black weed fabric underneath as well. So obviously any patches that are a bit thin, that's gonna show through pretty clearly. And we are gonna need the 4th bag, I think. Looking at this, let me just finish that off there. So it's not quite level, it's not quite all in the corners there and over to the side, and as I walk on it, it's gonna compress down a little bit as well and level out. So I'm gonna put the 4th bag on, I'll get it leveled out, and we'll bring you back. Well, come on in and see what I've been up to. Here we go, this looks so much better. So that's the gravel that I've just put down, and here's a little lesson. Don't wear black shoes when you're putting down white gravel, because this happens. I'm sure they'll just need a quick wash and it'll be fine. So the gravel's down. That was 4 bags. That's done just about the right amount for that. I'm going to buy a 5th bag. Like I say, there's a little channel all the way around that I've left for any sort of drainage when I'm watering things and that it can just drain away nice and easily. We put the potting bench back here that admittedly could do with a little bit of a clean. It's looking a bit tatty now that I've got out the shed where it was in the sort of darkness, and you can see here's bits of compost and all sorts of stuff under there. So we'll get a shot of that, but I'm quite pleased with that there. We've moved in some little plants over here. We've got some, these mussel leeks. We've got some lettuces. Half of these were planted out. If you saw the video the other day, some of these have been planted out. We've got some zabroon shallots. We've got some cosmos. Let's spin around. We've got 2 lots of peas. They're both Kelvin and Wonder. We've got some chervil. We've got some cauliflower, some Brussels sprouts, and something's clearly been having a bit of a nibble at these when they've been in the old plastic greenhouse that you can see just over there. Something's had a little bit of a nibble. Same with the peas. Something's had a bit of a nibble at these as well, and there's a little bit of a slime trail. So hopefully we've left the slugs and snails behind over there and not in here. We've got some more onions here. These ones are Bedfordshire Champion. They're just starting to fatten up now and look like they might be going out soon. And we've got some Fasto onions here that are a little bit smaller. They just need a little bit of time, but then they were sown a bit later. So a bit more time with them and they'll be good to go. Anyway, let's finish off with a shot like this at the door of the greenhouse, where you can see the plants I've put in, the potting bench at the back, and the new floor. So I was chuffed to bits when I got it built and stuff like that, but even more so now that these plants, and I've got more plants to bring in. I've got some courgettes, I've got some sunflowers, some other bits and pieces on the go. I'll get them moved in over the next day or so, and I'll be looking absolutely smashing here. Then I'm looking forward to just being in here, pottering about. I've got loads of potting on to do, a lot of these sort of things you can see there. I mean, let's just have a look at the cosmos again. They're getting far too tall for these little trays that they're in. Roots will start poking out the bottom. And again, over here, what was it that I checked? These, I'm probably going to plant these out actually, but you can see the roots just coming out there, so they're going to need to be done. And again, singing the praises of these container-wise Hugh Richards trays, the ones that are split down the middle, they've got the 2 halves, smashing them, absolutely brilliant. Right, that is me done for today. I'm going to get on with some potting on and different bits and pieces in here. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now, folks.